and Carole Busin. Hi, Carole, from the Women's
Hello,
Bookshop
Lindsey.
in Ponsonby Road. Do tell us about a hot new read. What have you got this week?
Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, and you've read this one too, Lindsey, haven't you?
I really liked it.
It is nasty characters, really, but absolutely unputdownable and unexpected. I mean, it's been described as, I think The Observer, that's in London, as the thriller of the year. It was a huge hit in America, obviously, in New York particularly, but has done well everywhere and is now doing very well in New Zealand. Gone Girl, the girl has gone. A bit of background, they've both been working in the media in New York, and the bottom's fallen out of it. I mean, he's a journalist who writes for magazines, and magazines, that, you know, their subscription rates are dropping and so on, all to do with technology and the internet and so on. And what sort of job did she do? Something to do with quizzes.
She was making up quizzes for women's magazines, like yes, how to know when, I don't know, your husband's about to leave you or something, and she'd write all the questions, and people would go tick, tick, tick. And there's a bit of an art in that.
But, yes, because she was actually a trained psychologist, wasn't she? So clever, both of them very clever, but the bottom's fallen out of their jobs, and they end up, when his mother, I think, gets ill, they end up moving out of New York and going to live in a small town in the Midwest, and she being Amy, is very unhappy. Now, Amy has a very interesting background in that her parents wrote this series of books called Amazing Amy, and they were about her. So she was the girl star of the series of children's books that sound absolutely hideous. Yes. But it has affected her psychologically, I think, and you begin to realise more and more and more as the book progresses how much it's affected her. And of course, in this Midwest town, one day he comes home, and what's his name? I've forgotten. He is Nick. Nick comes home, and Amy's missing. And there's blood on the kitchen floor. The things are overturned in the lounge. It looks as though there's been an intruder.
Signs of a struggle, as they always say.
And she's been abducted or whatever. And the mystery then is, he's of course number one suspect, Nick himself, and they try and find her. I've got to be really careful now and not tell people how much, but I don't want to give things away. She's gone missing. There's a huge mystery. It gets incredibly complicated. And I mean, how Gillian Flynn plotted this thing, I will never know. I mean, it is so complicated and so intricate, but you're completely hooked in and you think, oh my God, I had no idea of that. And there's constant surprises, right?
Yes.
And a complete turnaround at the end, completely unexpected.
Yeah. I can imagine how well it would have gone down in America, because, you know, when somebody goes missing, or particularly a child, of course, but if anybody goes missing there, it's a huge mystery, and Fox News and everybody's on to it, and the entire country's talking about it. Yeah. So you can imagine what it would be like to be in the middle of that sort of maelstrom of being the centre of attention with this apparently beloved wife who's gone missing, and you know, and where the heck is she? And
he does quite badly. Nick does badly in some of the TV interviews. He comes across as sort of uncaring and callous, and
it makes you realise how hard that must be too, to when the cameras are focusing on you.
Don't smile.
Yes, how you should act. Should you cry? Should you not? Should you look stiff? Should you not? I mean, look at Lindsey and what happened to her as a result of not
doing what the media expected her to do.
Wanted,
so there's a lot of interesting media stuff, but the main thing is the psychological intricacies of how people relate to each other and what these two people actually do to each other, Nick and Amy. What they do to each other is quite extraordinary and absolutely fascinating. And I mean, the lines at the top above the title are, there are two sides to every story, and there certainly are. They've both got a point of view, and what happens at the end is a total turnaround. It's completely unexpected. And very gripping.
If anyone's looking for a great weekend read, Gone Girl is it.
Yes.
As you say, unputdownable.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Carole.